Hello, Alexander. This is Miss Nesbitt coming to you live from the wonderful town of Lyman, South Carolina. I wanted to send you all a message as we go into spring break, and I felt that the best way to do this was to video myself so you could hear my heart a little bit in the message. But I just want everyone to realize that change is hard. Um, but this transition with COVID and the virus and social distancing has been hard on everyone. And regardless of if you see it or not with others, everyone's having their own challenge with this transition. So, as we ask you to give the students grace when you're grading and give parents grace, I want to ask that you give yourself a little bit of grace right now. I am hearing and seeing and feeling that some of you have some anxiety and some stress with all that's going on, and that's normal. And I too have some anxiety and stress with that, but I know that the way that appears with me is different than it may be with others, and the way that I handle that is different than it is with others. So, Alexander, what I ask you all to do today and as we walk into the spring break and this wonderful weekend of celebrating Easter, which is my favorite holiday, um, I ask that you take some time to make sure that you're okay. And make sure that some of the energy and the angst that you may have when it comes to e-learning and planning and the constant changes that continue to happen and that are pushed down through you. I want you all to know that not only have I been advocating for you and our students, but the district has too. And I know that you can't see all of that, but that is happening. So I do ask you all to check your feelings and yourself and where you are and say, have I dealt with the way I need to process all that is going on? Or is this truly an issue that I'm having as we transition to e learning and the way that different things are coming off? Because what I don't want you to do, I don't want you to push your feelings aside and, just give a lot of weight to the transition of e-learning, but actually take some time with yourself and self-reflect. And I am appreciating the time that I have with myself every evening now. I can have a small 45 minutes to myself every evening and reflect. And as I have reflected, I've noticed things about myself. Because one of the favorite quotes that a preacher used to say, and it will always be my favorite when we're looking at ourselves, is it's okay to not be okay, but it's not okay to stay that way. So I encourage you not as Miss Nesbitt, not as your principal, but as Johnette, as a human being, as a Christian, as a caring educator, to make sure that you're okay and make sure that you have some support, that you're reaching out for support, that you talk through things with people, that you come up with a schedule and routines that help to support your day, and that you're okay. Because not only are you looking out for the students at Alexander, you're also looking out for your own families and you're also looking out for yourself. So, guys, as we continue to move through what may happen with COVID, just know that you have to take care of yourselves and know that you're okay. And while I am here to advocate and to accommodate and to make sure that things are being done in a way that are appropriate for everyone involved and students have equitable access, while those will always be my mantras and things that I shout out and advocate for you all. Just know that there are pieces of this where I've had to look at myself and say, Johnette, okay, this is where we are. We can't fix that. You can't change it. It is just where we are. And let's see how we can compartmentalize some of those feelings at this moment and move forward with what students and the faculty needs. But at the same time, having those small pieces of the day where you seek out whomever you need to seek out at this time, and whether that's family, whether that's a higher power, you need to seek out for that to make sure that you're okay. Because I want our students to come back happy and hug them and celebrate them, but I also need you all to come back safe as well too. And I do miss pieces sometimes when I am thinking about people's emotions and how people process things, because I am wired a little bit differently than people. And I always lean on God for guidance and for next steps, and just saying, okay, let's just take a breath, and this is where we are. But guide me to know that in this time that you've given us with COVID, it's a crazy amount of time. It's a weird amount of time. But I have asked God to give me what is your purpose for me during this time, whether that is for me to grow and to reflect, or if that's just for me to slow down and take a pause. Guys, I love each of you. I want you to know that. And I wish the best for you and your families. I just want you well. And please do not turn this device on over the break. Because while we need to rest up next week, just know that after next week, and as we move into almost a full month into e-learning, we're just going to have to, pick up our bootstraps and keep moving and trudge a little bit harder than we have been, because I have wanted to give you all that time and space. But we have to remember there are students who are dependent on us on the other end of this, and their families are dependent on us well. Because if I haven't learned one thing through this COVID, is that we have a tribe of educators in this world who are raising the future. Love you guys. Stay safe. Have a great spring break. And of course, happy Easter.